to another episode of The Minority Voice. I'm your host, Jeff Vega, and today I've got another special guest. As we've been talking to entrepreneurs, I have my, as Charlie Chan would say, and I'm dating myself, my number one son, Jeffery Vega II, and he's here to discuss his entrepreneur venture that we are involved with on Green Acres Ranch. And the name of, well, first of all, hey son, welcome.
How you been, Dad?
Oh man, I'm living that dream, you know that. Mm-hmm. So Jeffery owns the name. Well, I should say the name of the company is Exotic Nursery. So why don't you tell them a little bit about what your business is?
So we are a premier CBD brand. We produce tinctures, salves, and in the future, different biomasses for whether you're looking to produce hempcrete or wood fibrous products, textiles. So getting into the expansive market of CBD.
CBD. Now, what's really interesting, years ago, well, maybe not years ago, you've been trying to get me to raise the, CBD, and, me being ignorant to this, I thought it was marijuana, but he said, you had to assure me it was not marijuana.
Yes.
And, I'm kind of like, okay, I ain't into all that stuff. And then, but his mother, my lovely bride, my feet are sore because I'm always walking around in the barn and that. She started putting the salve on my feet. Next thing you know, the pain went away. And then she revealed after a couple weeks, hey,
I've been dosing him for years.
Yeah, she's been dosing me. So I was like, wow, so this stuff like really truly works. And tell me a little bit, now that you're out there and you're out in the back 40, as I like to say, growing the hemp. Now you are a licensed state facility.
Yes, I'm a licensed producer as well as a processor. I have the ability to grow up to 10 acres of hemp, indoor or outdoors, as well as doing the extractions to make it into a usable process. So whether that be something for your topical, like a lotion, or something that is ingested for your gut health or for arthritis pains, you name it, it helps with different neurological things, anxiety, depression. So
before we get into all that, because that's really complex as far as the medicinal value of it all. So tell me a little bit about the growth process, because I know you do cloning too. So why don't you just talk about from seed to harvest and the cloning, what's cloning and what's all that entails?
So the growth process is about 6 months, depending on where you are in the continental U.S. or the world in general. It's about 6 months, 4 to 6 months. Half of that time is spent in a vegetative state where it's just leaves. It just kind of looks like a plant. And then coming into the later August time is when the plants really start to flower, and that's when you are producing the actual part of the plant that will help you medicinally or really produce the fibers that are useful for textiles and things of that nature.
Okay, so you mentioned textiles. That's for like rope and stuff like that, right?
Rope, clothing, I mean, you name it. Anything fibrous, strings. It has a use of about over 1,000 different uses. Wow. So it is a very, very usable agricultural product, as well as it has medicinal values.
Okay, so now I would take it that's the different parts of the plants, right? The flower is what you extract for oils and stuff.
Exactly. Yep. And then the rest of the plant, the stems, the roots, the leaf material, all of that can be ground up and used for concrete, or the fibers of the branches, they strip them down, they dry them out, and they twist them up like rope. So it's similar concepts as like spinning wool. They do the same thing. They strip down the fibers of the plant and respin it into a spool.
On a little side note, I'll just let you know, I was back in the back 40 where you have your your plants in that, and I know you just the other day you started planting.
getting them planted.
Well, I went back there to check it out, and I left the gate open, and Elsie came in, and
Oh, so that's who topped my plants.
the one just one, right?
Just one of them.
Yeah. But he don't like it. He went and pulled it out
And spit it out.
and I transplanted it though. You
Yeah,
can tell, right?
it's good. It's all good. It made it. So that's the thing
Yeah,
about hemp.
Elsie does not like hemp plants. And Elsie's my cow. Okay. Anyway, but I had to chase him out. But okay, that's a side note there.
I thought it was a deer.
Really?
I noticed it today. Yeah, I thought it was a
Okay,
deer.
well,
back
no, it
there.
was Elsie.
Okay.
Let's talk about the oil. So you get the well, no, before we go there.
I got to mention about cloning.
Yeah,
so,
I was gonna say that. Let's talk about cloning. So what's actually cloning, and what's the
process.
value of cloning? I mean, yeah.
So the purpose behind cloning is to maintain the genetic that you have got. So generally it starts from seed, and most farmers who will start from seed, they'll plant tens of thousands of seed and have tens of thousands of variations. So the important factor in cloning is once you find that one pheno or those few select phenos, the phenotypes of the different varieties of the plant itself, you clone it so that you can maintain that genetic into the next season. Otherwise, you'd have to seed the plant and restart from seed. So cloning, if you start from a clone, you can get a 4-month cycle in comparison to the full season 6-month cycle.
Okay.
As well as I know that at the end of the season, when I harvest these plants, what the chemical makeup of them is going to be before I even send it out for testing.
So you
Because-
have consistency too.
Exactly. It's
Okay.
the only way to draw true consistency within the plant, is finding those phenos that have what you're looking for and cloning them and keeping, like we call it, a mother plant, so that you can maintain the genetics throughout the time that you'll be growing it.
Okay, so your last season harvest, how much oil did you produce?
About 30 kilos.
30 kilos. Okay.
So-
Okay. So, like when you buy a vial of oil,
When you buy a tincture, it usually comes in a 1 ounce or 2 ounce package of a full spectrum extract.
okay.
And a full spectrum extract means that it is CBD, CBN, CBG, multiple cannabinoids found within the hemp plant, which creates a synergistic entourage effect, which will really help with whatever ailments that you are suffering from. So
That being said,
there's a lot of tincture available if you need some help with whatever ailments, sleep pains.
okay, I was going to ask you what
the
kind of
whole nine.
ailments are
So-
that
CBD specifically attacks inflammation, arthritis, your general pains. Whether you are ingesting it through eating something or you're using a topical, it's going to attack your pain in general, in whatever form. A CBN is more of a neurological cannabinoid, so if you are suffering from a depression or an anxiety or you have sleep disorders, it helps rebalance your body's ability to get you on a natural playing field.
Okay, so I know you're not a doctor, and we're not
Yes.
we're not prescribing
No.
any medical advice, but
If you're
So
looking
but-
for
but-
holistic remedies,
so let me ask you, the average person like me, I'm old, I got aches, so would you recommend? Do they recommend taking like a certain amount of drops a day, and what type of what? I know there's different milligrams or whatever. What?
so generally if you're eating an edible, I always tell people to start with 10 milligrams. It's a very low dosage. It's not going to freak you out. It's not going to overwhelm you. And it'll give you a good gauge of, was that enough to take the edge off? And then once you got your feet wet, you have a better understanding as your body, what your body's tolerance to it is. So whether you need more or you need to cut it into less or you need to take more drops or use a stronger tincture.
Now, do people use it as a preventive medicine, kind of like?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know, like people, they say take a baby aspirin every day to thin your blood, because that'll help if you ever have a heart attack.
Yeah.
So
Like I said, it really does attack the inflammation in your body. So even if you feel like you're starting a new job and it's more physically laborious, it will help your body's ability to recover in the long run.
okay. So let me ask you this then, as we begin to wind this down, where do you see your product line going?
Well, we are currently in a few smoke shops, as well as we offer our products online.
Speaking of that, contact information, let's have it.
So you can find us at exoticnurseries.net or marijuanaclones.co. You can find us in Hurricane Vapes, Smokers Depot. I'm talking with a couple other smoke shops now to where we'll be more than just in the whole Michigan area instead of just our southeastern side. And then maybe find us on Amazon. We'll see where life takes us. I would like to get into the textile processes, but that comes with a little more biomass. So down the road, maybe we will get into clothing and ropes and concrete. There's always some infrastructure things around the farm that we could use some concrete for. So,
hey, that's awesome. And I would tell you, you know me. Those of you know me. He got his brains from his mom because I have no clue. When he starts talking about this stuff and growth process, it's like, okay, you're talking Greek to me, but man, son, I'm proud of you. You found the niche that you enjoy, and I see a difference in you because you're out there and you're doing your thing, and so I'm proud of you. And folks, if you're in need of any CBD oil, what's that email address or?
So you can reach
website?
us at exoticnurseries.net. We're also on Instagram at Exotic Nurseries, and we are on Facebook. That's also Exotic Nurseries. And then if you are around any Smokers Depots in the southeastern area or in the Monroe area, we are in Hurricane Vapes. So
Awesome. Well, friends, once again, it's good talking to you. And remember, Joshua 24:15.